Okay, yeah, it's true. I like dolls, but I love books. Okay, fine. I love dolls too. You got me. Hello out there, all of you cheeky little doll-loving book nerds. Welcome to my channel, where my dolls and I sit and talk about books. Sometimes it's Barbie, sometimes it's Illy, sometimes it's Monster High, sometimes it's a Disney princess. Okay, must I carry on? Because I feel like you really do get the point. Basically, my dolls and I have our own little book club. My name is Daniel, and I am the Barbie book boy. You guys, she's here. I just got her, and I'm totally freaking out. But I've got to keep my cool because she's new to the book club, and I don't want to overwhelm her on her first day. Right? But she's already met the gang and she's eager to get to work. So without very further much ado, I present to you the Monster High Skeletor Frankenstein X Barbie doll. For fangirls of both Monster High and Barbie, this collab is the culmination of our life's work. So let's just start with the references. Obviously, Mattel chose the character of Frankie Stein to pay homage to the original 1959 ponytail Barbie. And the details are correct. In fact, let's do some comparing. So here she is next to my 1961-1962 number 5 ponytail Barbie, as well as my 1994 35th anniversary edition ponytail Barbie. The gang's all here, and you can clearly see that they delivered on the Barbie Monster High treatment. From her adorable little curled bangs, which are a nod to the poodle bang that the original Barbie had, down to her cheeky little side glance. And the black and white lightning stripe bathing suit is the perfect nod to the original black and white zebra striped bathing suit that Barbie wore. So originally I had actually planned to buy 2 of these because she comes with a second outfit and I wanted to be able to display both outfits like side by side. But then I decided to not be greedy because those of us who collect these high stake dolls know what a nightmare it is to log in only to see that they've sold out in like 37 seconds flat. Okay, that's probably an exaggeration, but the point is I only got 1. So the plan then became to just periodically change her outfit from time to time, like spend a week in this one, a week in the second one, or whatever. But then I decided that since this is basically just a Generation 1 Frankie Stein body sculpt, the second outfit should fit one of my original dolls. And it does. So here is the Monster High version of the Solo in the Spotlight fashion from 1961. I put it on my original Gloom Beach Frankie Stein doll from like 2010, so ignore the shoes. My accessories drawer is like blocked right now and I can't get into it, but I will eventually. So until then, just ignore these shoes that don't match the outfit. But here she is in comparison to the 1994 reproduction of the Solo in the Spotlight Barbie. So the Monster High dress actually has a little plastic version of the rose with drops of blood coming down the bottom of it. And it came with this black and silver version of Barbie's original pink scarf. It also came with these little black gloves, but try as I might, I could not get them onto her pokey little fingers. So you'll just have to imagine what these gloves might have looked like on her little arms because these stupid little pokey fingers just were not having it. And instead of giving her the original strand of pearls like you see here on my reproduction Solo in the Spotlight Barbie, they gave her this black necklace instead, as is befitting a Monster High ghoulie. When I see them all together like this, they totally look like a coven of witches. That would totally be an awesome Monster High series. Monster High, the Coven. Anyway, this doll has been a long time coming, and we are so glad to have her here as the newest member of our book club. Speaking of, let's get into it. Today, Frankie and I, wait, am I supposed to call her Frankie or Barbie? I mean, she's a Frankie Stein doll, but like as Barbie.
2 seconds later.
Okay, after a quick Google search, apparently we're supposed to call her Frankie, so back to the book. Today, Frankie and I will be discussing a book called Verity by Colleen Hoover. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves here, we need to slow things down for a second and talk about the trigger warnings in this book. From the very first sentence of this book, it is going to wallop on several very many different kinds of triggers for people. Everything from child death to attempted self-induced abortion. Also, there's some pretty visceral smexual imagery, so be warned. Now on to the book. Poor little down on her luck writer Lowen, that's Lowen, L-O-W-E-N, not Lohan, L-O-H-A-N. Anyway, Lowen's a struggling writer who is flat broke until she gets an offer she just can't refuse. You guys, her hair is going all poofy on me, but it's because I can't stop fussing with this doll. I just love her so much. I think she's gorgeous. Anyway, a mysterious man named Jeremy, who I mentally cast as Patrick Wilson. He's the husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, who I mentally cast as a young Gwyneth Paltrow. And yes, I do realize that the cast in my mind couldn't possibly be any less diverse. But it's what popped in my head, okay? I can't explain it. Anyway, Jeremy taps Lowen to finish writing the last 3 books of his wife's wildly successful 9-book series. Interestingly, I didn't mentally cast the role of Lowen. She's just like this ghostly amorphous image in my mind. Let's cast her now. Maybe she could be played by Frankie. I rarely cast mental images of the book characters based off of their descriptions. So oftentimes I'm imagining like a mashup of real people, dolls, cartoon characters. It's a mess. It's sort of like the movie Cool World meets the most popular girls in school. Anyway, Verity has been seriously injured and she's not able to complete her series on her own. So Lowen actually moves into their house and starts going through all of Verity's things and notes and stuff to try to get these last 3 books finished. But when she finds a mysterious autobiography, she's absolutely shocked at some of the details and the admissions that Verity spills about her private life and their family and the many tragedies that they've endured. So Lowen decides to keep the autobiography a secret from Jeremy for now, because he's still grieving and she doesn't want to upset him any further. But the more she reads, the more she's convinced that Jeremy probably needs to know some of the stuff that's in this autobiography, especially because Lowen is starting to develop a little thing for poor, sad, beleaguered, grieving little Jeremy Crawford. She knows that he has been unknowingly caring for a wife that has many dark and horrifying secrets. And that's basically the story of Verity by Colleen Hoover. So what are my thoughts? No, I was actually thinking that this book is the story of a writer writing a writer's writing. But that's not entirely accurate. It's really more of a dark romance, mystery, thriller extravaganza, with touches of mind games and sinister revelations that are all wrapped up in a package of psychological warfare. For each revelation comes a sense of ambiguity that keeps the suspense nice and tight, and also your mind like spinning from all the possibilities. Seriously, you will be asking yourself, what the hell is going on in this house? But the answers don't come easy. And when they do finally come, your suspicion and paranoia will keep like tapping at your mind long after you put the book down. Because we don't trust Verity. Her imagination seems to be both a blessing and a curse that has the power to alter both perception and reality. Not that we can trust Jeremy either. He ain't off the hook. By the end of this book, you won't even trust yourself. You'll be thinking that like you did it. So there you have it, my thoughts on Verity by Colleen Hoover. A crafty book of scattered little puzzle pieces. An immersive haunting of the mind. A sketchy romance of questionable morality. Thank you so much for watching. My dolls and I are going to be doing these videos weekly, so if this is your thing, then stay tuned. Oh, and while you're here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know you won't, I just like saying it. Leave a comment for Frankie Stein welcoming her into the book club. Tell her what you think of her adorable little Barbie cosplay. Tell her if you plan on reading this book. So, did you enjoy your first day on the job?